Man, so now we're in July. We are now reaching the midpoint of the year, and July has a decent amount of stuff coming out this year. So this would be, I got an RPG news for you, and it's been, we got summer of gaming, man. We are now really hitting it. Any talk of summer lull in the gaming got thrown around out the window because this month is delivering quite an absolute avalanche of incredible RPGs that are going to be dominating our free time for the rest of this year. We got legendary horror classic Reborn, a massive new anime world that is just begging to be explored, a Souls-like that has been on everybody's must playlist. So today I'm breaking down the biggest RPG news and releases that is happening in July. We'll get into the weeds on the most important launches, what makes them tick, then pull back a little bit at the big picture because there's a ton to get through. So let's just get right into it. Kicking things off right from the jump, arguably the most hyped new IP of the month. We're finally getting our hands on Wuchang Fallen Feathers, which lands July 24th, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. For those of us who are always chasing that next great Souls-like, this game has been a ghost on the horizon for a while. The final product is going to be something special that I cannot wait to get my hands on. It's developed by Lindsay Games. Wuchang throws you into a dark, brutal vision of the late Ming Dynasty China. This isn't just a simple backdrop. The world itself is a core character, ravaged by a mysterious plague called the Feathering Illness that warps the land and its people into things of an absolute nightmare. Now, the historical setting is quite the massive draw. I'm a huge history buff. I really like anything history based. China and Japan is probably one of my most favorite things to look back into, but we've seen Souls take on Japanese history in games like Neo and Sekiro, but the Ming Dynasty offers something that's completely fresh, this haunting canvas of ancient ruins, war-torn cities, and eerie temples. The early gameplay that we saw kind of sprinkled throughout the past, time of waiting for this game to drop was just praised for its intense tone and combat. And hopefully the final game delivers a world that feels both beautifully and crushingly oppressive at the same time. Of course, a Souls-like lives or dies by its combat. Wuchang Fallen Feathers will actually try to nail that because it mixes that familiar punishing stamina-based fighting with a system called Feathering Magic. They'll open the doors to the huge variety of different weapons, skills, supernatural powers that make for some deep and satisfying character builds. It is going to use a wuxia fighting style of the martial arts, so it'll still be flashy just like another game that's hopefully come out, Phantom Blade Zero. But the trailer showcased some of the terrifying bosses that we'll be coming across. I think it's called the Perfect Bride, which is this creature that's both tragically elegant and overwhelmingly powerful. And trust me, man, just by looking at the trailers, that I feel like these encounters would test more than just your reflexes, right? The game was published by 505 Games, and in a huge win for accessibility, it will definitely have a day one release on Xbox Game Pass. And I'm actually hoping to get in talks with Wuchang to be able, the Wuchang team, to allow them to give me a review key so I can be able to play it for you guys. But if not, then I'll see you guys day one. With this unique world and deep combat, twisting, non-linear exploration, Wuchang Fallen Feathers has already proven to be a major contender and a packed year for the genre. But what do you think? Is the Ming Dynasty setting doing it for you? Are you feeling like this Souls-like burnout? Just let me know down below. Next up, we have something that I just covered actually on the channel. We have our anime fans and our RPG lovers can rejoice because we have Eden Zero, the huge anime adaptation of Hiro Mashima's sci-fi manga, finally launches July 15th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and as well as PC. Developed by Konami, this game is seriously an ambitious project, a full-scale open-world action RPG that sets out to capture the massive galaxy-spanning adventure of the manga. For anyone that is not in the know, Eden Zero is the latest creation from the mind behind Fairy Tail, following a crew of space explorers on a journey to find the literal goddess of the cosmos called the Mother. The game faithfully adapts this huge story, letting you play as Shiki, Rebecca, Vice, Homura, and some other fan favorite characters from the show. you'll get to explore a massive open world, fly between planets on the Eden Zero ship, and experience all the key moments from the overall source material with a little bit of extra stuff added just for the game. So if you are a big fan of both the anime and the manga, definitely play the game, because they were already announced and confirmed that there will be more stuff in there that is not shown in the anime and manga to help fully flesh out this story. The gameplay has been compared to series like Star Ocean due to the overall setting of like space and this flashy high energy sci-fi stuff. The combat as well is actually pretty good too. I got to play the demo. It's great. It helps with, you get to play as Shiki and Rebecca, and at its heart, it's an action RPG where you set to unleash each character's unique ether gear powers. The fact that this is such a major console release from Konami has been a welcome surprise, and it also really shows their commitment to this beloved franchise. But what makes this release even better is that the original creator, Hiro Mashima, was clearly involved, even helped designing the OG characters for just a new in-game questline. And a bit of an amazing fan service, the game features a crossover quest with the Fairy Tale 100 Years quest crew, bringing characters like Natsu, Lucy into the world of Eden Zero. It is a dream come true for fans and a fantastic starting point for anyone looking for a fun, grand scale sci-fi RPG. So July also saw the glorious return of an absolute titan of gaming. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster, finally hitting consoles on July 10th, so at this point it will be a couple days beforehand, but this is for PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch right after its PC release on June 26th. It's almost impossible to overstate how important the original System Shock 2 was, because back in 1999, it was a game that completely redefined genres, blending first-person action, deep RPG systems, and survival horror in a way that no one has seen before. Its DNA is in its countless games that came after it, from like BioShock to Deus Ex. This remastered, handled by the Preservation Wizard at Night Dive Studios, is so much more than a simple port. It brings the classic to modern systems with a ton of upgrades like modernized visuals, much needed control improvements, and other quality of life fixes. But the biggest game changer might be the addition of cross-platform co-op multiplayer, because for the first time ever, you could team up with your friends across different consoles and PCs to be able to face the horrors of the Von Braun together. The story is just as chilling today as it was 25 years ago. You wake up from cryo sleep on the starship Von Braun. Things have gone very, very wrong. The hallways are crawling with grotesque mutants. The ship's twisted AI Shodan is in control. Her taunts and ever-present menace are just as terrifying now as they were back then. This remaster makes sure that one of the most important games ever made is not only saved, but is perfectly playable for a whole new generation. For veterans though, it is a chance to relive the nightmare in its best possible form. For newcomers, you're looking at an essential piece of gaming history that is still an absolute masterclass in atmosphere and design. But let me know, have you ever faced, Shodan and Herbal BS? What are your strongest memories from the Von Braun? Like, did you guys play the original, or have you just picked up the new one? Let me know what your thoughts about it. And right now we're getting to the halfway point of most of the RPG goodness that July is bringing us. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want to keep up with all the biggest news in the world of RPGs, do me a favor, hit that sub button, make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. But let's keep the conversation going, because we got a couple more, man. We got a couple more. There's a lot to go into this. We're digging into it. The trend of incredible remasters does not stop there, because also on July 15th, Aspyr released Neverwinter Nights 2, the enhanced edition for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. This is the first time the 2006 classic from Obsidian Entertainment has ever been on consoles, which is a huge deal. Based on the D&D 3.5 edition rules, this is a legendary CRPG set in the iconic Forgotten Realms. The enhanced edition is the complete package with all the three of the original expansions, including the legendary Mask of the Betrayer, an expansion many fans consider one of the greatest RPG stories ever written, with modernized controls, improved graphics, and full crossplay for up to 4 players. This is the perfect excuse to journey back to Neverwinter. And for all the technical tabletop fans out there, the digital adaptation of Frosthaven is finally here in PC early release. This is the sequel to the ridiculously successful board game Gloomhaven, and its Kickstarter was one of the biggest ever. This digital version, developed by Snapshot Games, led by the OG creator of XCOM, brings all the deep tactical RPG goodness to your screen without the intimidating setup of the physical game. The early access version is packed with content to start, with more planned as a development continues. Beyond those heavy hitters, July is also giving us some fantastic exclusive and niche titles. So Switch 2 owners finally get their hands on Wild Hearts S on July 25th. This is an expanded version of the monster hunting RPG, rebuilt and optimized for Nintendo's new hardware and featuring that unique Karakuri crafting system that makes it so different from the other games in the genre. Now, of course, the original Monster Wild Hearts did not really receive well. It kind of got mixed opinions, so hopefully with Wild Hearts S that drops on the Switch, whatever it was expanded can be able to help get that game a little bit more traction, and hopefully they can bring that over to the main game for us console and PC players. But for my JRPG crowd out there, July 29th will be bringing us Mado Monogatari, Fia, and the Wondrous Academy for PlayStation and Switch. This is a new entry in a classic dungeon crawler series that actually inspired the Puyo Puyo puzzle games. It follows a young girl named Fia at a magical academy, mixing charming vibes with classic dungeon crawling action. The indie scene, as always, kept delivering gems. We saw dark fantasy action RPGs like Hell Clock and sci-fi first-person shooters hybrids like Wildgate with deep progression, proving there's always something new and exciting bubbling just under the surface. So looking back at it, this month of July, man, there's a lot of big trends that really stand out. Nostalgia is as powerful as ever. The fantastic remasters of System Shock 2 and Neverwinter Nights 2 prove that there's a huge hunger for classic RPGs as long as they're updated with care for the modern platforms. Secondly, the anime to game pipeline is getting way more ambitious. Eden Zero isn't just this quick cash-in, it is a full-blown open-world RPG that stands on its own 2 feet. This is a trend we're seeing more of from major publishers, and honestly, it's a great thing for fans. Finally, the Souls-like genre continues to expand across the globe because Wuchang Fallen Feathers is just another incredible example following games like Black Myth Wukong of developers from around the world using that challenging formula to explore their very own rich mythologies and histories. And honestly, I'm here for it. So July 2025 is looking without a doubt going to be a monster month for RPGs, and it's going to be very hard for me to try to cover all of them as they come out. But from the terrifying halls of Divine Braun and System Shock 2 to the vast cosmos of Eden Zero to the plague-ridden lands of Wuchang Fallen Feathers, there is something for everyone. And the train is not stopping there because, hey, we're heading into August. That has even more huge titles like Lost Soul Aside right around the corner. But now I want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite RPG release of July? What you can't wait for? What is coming out? What are you playing right now? What are you most hyped for in the next couple of months? Just let me know everything in the comment section below. It really is the best way to keep this conversation alive. But hey, thanks for watching. If you had a good time, definitely leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you need more RPGs news and deep dives. But as always, Outcast, stay safe out there. And it's been your host, KICTV, signing out. Peace.